Oh, ho, ho, ho. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Christmas 12/20/2020 Christmas edition of the Zazoo Plazz Report Holiday Series. I am Leslie Plazic, also known as Zazoo Plazz, and this is a special week coming up. This is the eve of the big solstice here in the northern hemisphere. And I'm trying to speak loudly, but I'll do my best. I went all over today. I went walking outside, trying to find a good spot to do my report outside, where I could raise my voice and project. I'm training for my opera singing career. And I walked and there was no place. There were sirens, people doing stuff. No kids out making snowmen, snow people. We just got a nice little snowfall today. I was wondering why I never see kids making snow people. That's a lost art. I think it should come back. But anyway, I came back here, and I'm in my chair in my bedroom doing my report. I'm going to do my very best. Tomorrow. So what occurred to me is I went all over the place looking for a great, location to do this report, and I ended up right back here in this chair. And it occurred to me that Saturn and Jupiter are going to be closer in the sky than they have been for hundreds of years, they say. Hundreds of years. I don't know. I'm not an astronomer or an astrologer. But it occurred to me that I can go out my back door and watch it at just after sunset tomorrow. So there you go. So I'd like to take you on a little holiday adventure from my chair, sitting in my bedroom with my doggy Christmas shirt that I got for my birthday, rocking around. Well, whatever. Whatever you got to rock around this year. Join me in raising a cup of cheer to us for surviving this year. Not just surviving, but thriving, right? Gotta give yourself a pat on the back for all the things. Okay, so this leads me to my discussion for today. I'm going to talk about 2 Christmas songs. Well, that's 4. 2 Christmas songs, and tell my stories sort of as a little analysis, not analysis, a little, while you have your nog, sip your nog, whatever. I'm just going to throw out some Zazoo isms and thoughts as they come to me. Okay? So cozy in, grab your nog, and the dog, if he or she will sit with you, and the cat, which is even more difficult. All right. So I'm going to tell you a tale of 4 couches. Well, let's start with Mom's favorite song. There's Mom. This was a few years ago, way back when, 97, when we first built our house. There's Mom in the lovely pink sweater. We had all just had a nice dinner, a little wine. We're playing some Christmas carols. Got the tree there, And over here, wait, no, not over there. Oh, over here. You see that red and green plaid couch? That's the first couch we had in our house after we built it. which goes, we don't still have that couch, but the one we had is really beat up. Anyway, so there's Mom. Mom's favorite Christmas song has always been Silver Bells. You know, silver bells, it's Christmas time in the city. So I'd play that in the organ. And, you know, it's very nice. But I think it didn't ring true with me, so to speak. It was her song. Ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. And one of the lyrics in the song is the shoppers rushing home with their treasures. Right? It's almost Christmas. They're rushing. And I remember hearing the song when I was a little girl. Shoppers rush home with their treasures. And when I was a little girl, I used to think, ring-a-ling, hear them ring, soon it will be Christmas Day. And the sense, okay, well, it kind of put a little pressure on me. Because as a kid, I would think, you know, I would look at Mom. See there, she's beautiful, isn't she? She's got nice hair, and there's my mother-in-law standing between me and my mom. And she's beautiful too. She's got on a jacket, a snazzy red blouse, and her jacket kind of matches the couch, see? It's the same plaid as the couch. And there's my father-in-law looking dapper in his green jacket and a red tie, and my dad in his turtleneck, jacket, sport coat. My father-in-law died 4 years ago this week on December 18th. So I was remembering him a couple days ago. So anyway, back to Silver Bells. Growing up, and we all probably witnessed this, our mothers would be like, okay, well, my mother would have mostly all the shopping and everything done by the first week in December, under the bed, done, thoroughly prepared for the meal. Most contingencies and surprises prepared for, except, you know, those years when Granny would come and declare that she, as I talk about in the book, a story about my granny, whatever Mom had prepared, Granny would declare that that's the food that she had stopped eating that year, and which would send my mother into a frantic rush to find something in the cupboards, like a can of tuna fish that she would eat. So I don't think that my mother ever really enjoyed Christmas. Do any women really enjoy Christmas? If you have a family, chances are you're running around, even if you don't have children, you know, and chances are it's, you know, you're running around, if you're a woman, bringing cheer to somebody, right? Your relatives, nieces, nephews, uncles, cousins, you know, the poor lady who lives at the end of the street who doesn't have anybody. You know you're there, right? Okay, so I'm really getting derailed today. But the thing was, the rushing, I said, why does there need to be rushing? I didn't understand that the sense of urgency was not to get all the packages home. Like my meme used to say, let's go so we can come home. What? Like, meme? What's that mean? What does that mean? Let's go so we can come home. Okay. Oh, I got winterberry on today. It smells like fragrant. But and I was on the throwback page. No, it was the French Canadian throwback page. And some lady said that there was a story in her family where the grandmother had the recipe for the meat pies. And the daughter-in-law wanted to make the meat pies for her new husband, you know. So she asked her mother-in-law, the grandmother of this person, oh, send me the recipe. So the grandmother sent the recipe, and the woman looked at it. She's like, she wanted to make the meat pies for her French-Canadian husband, and she wasn't French. She's looking at it. She's like, are you sure? Are you sure these are all the right ingredients? And the grandmother says, oh, yeah. So she made the pie. And the husband took a bite of it, and he went, pew, and spit it out. The grandmother had tripled the amount of salt in the recipe. So, because she didn't like the daughter-in-law. So she made it as disgusting as possible so that Sonny Boy would just like his mother's meat pies and not hers. So that's a nice little story. That was a salty tale. Reminds me of Granny. Anyway, so I think the real joy is what we, and especially us as women, we need to find the joy of waiting for Christmas, waiting for God, waiting for Jesus, waiting for the North Star in the sky, waiting for that sense of, excitement. The only thing that you don't unwrap and go, okay, what's next? Or I have this, or you shouldn't have, you really shouldn't have, or, whatever. Or that the next day, I drank too much, ate too much. Those are Jupiterian themes, by the way. Jupiter spreads things. And Saturn shoves them in a little box in a little room in the corner of the house, in the corner of under the bed, so nobody can. Anyway, so the salt story. Salt of the earth. I used to have a teacher, Mr. Greer, who used to over and over and over. And when you're 14, you don't know. You don't want to hear this. Be the salt of the earth. How important is that? Well, you can be too salty. On the one hand, you don't want too much salt. But no salt, you can't taste anything. Right? Nothing has flavor. That might resonate in this year. Right? Take the salt out. Might be good for you, healthier for your cholesterol or your high blood pressure, but it sure doesn't taste good, does it? Salt water is great. Flushes out our sinuses. Helps you put your contacts in when they get dry. Put a little salt, saline, right? Anyway, I'm getting to the point. I'm just sort of meandering a little bit, because that's what life is. It's a little meander. So anyway, that's that's when Christmas passed. See what I did there? Okay. So a sense of urgency for God, which is the only reason we should be rushing, right? That sense of urgency that says, be ready, right? Be ready. And only you know what ready means. You're not going to hear it from some influencer on Instagram. They're not going to tell you how to get ready. You know how to get ready. You have the keys to the sleigh. Is that a Sheryl Crow song? Something about I have the keys. Okay, so that leads me to my next holiday carol. In homage to Charles Dickens, Christmas Carol, my all-time favorite, other than 'Twas the Night Before Christmas, my all-time favorite Christmas story, and story period. Okay, Dickens, nod to Dickens. Are you being the salt of the earth? You know who I'm talking about, you. Which brings me to my favorite song. And I never thought I had one, but I was out walking, and all of a sudden, as I got into a rhythm of walking, this song came to me. And it's from Dickens, right? It's an old song. God rest ye merry, gentle people. Let nothing, I'm not going to make you listen to me sing. A little frog in my throat today. Let nothing ye dismay. What's dismay? Fear, right? Let nothing you dismay. Not like nothing except that or this, that. Let nothing. God rest ye. That means rest, peace, peace of mind. God rest ye merry. May you be merry because may you allow God to bring you joy. Gentlemen, gentlewomen, doesn't matter. A little of both, none, neither, whatever. I mean, it's a little outdated, but you know what I mean. Remember, Christ our Savior was born on Christmas Day to save us from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. This sends chills up my spine, and it always did as a kid. Comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. What the heck is comfort? I grew up in a house with houses. I grew up in a house with, okay, the couch in the living room was made of horsehair, I think, and it was prickly. You could never really get comfortable on it. And the one that my parents had in the den, it was less prickly, but it was small. It was called a love seat. Basically, it was big enough for a couple. And hello, when I came along, I had to either squeeze onto the love seat and, I didn't quite fit. So I used to have like one leg up, or like this, or I used to have to get in there before anybody else. Or I ended up sitting on the floor and the TV was like here. So I grew up watching TV like this, like trying to, it was literally like 2 feet away. And then we had the red shag carpet. So every week I had to freaking rake the shag, right? You know what I'm talking about, you 70s kids. You know what I'm talking about. So I'd put a pillow on the floor and I'd sit on the floor and watch TV. And then eventually, I got my own place. So we're talking about comfort, okay? The first meaning of comfort, I think, I'm talking a long time today, but you know what? I need to do this. There is the physical comfort, right? Now, here's another couch. We're talking couches here, right? There's me and my husband. We are at his parents' house when we first, I don't know, I think we were just married. It was either Christmas or St. Joseph's Day, which is his birthday, because he's laughing at a gift that his mom had just given him. And there's the couch. I think that was a slip cover, because I think she had one of those, the orange and brown kind of things. Everybody had that orange, brown, and green kind of 70s couch. So anyway, we're sitting there, he's laughing, opening a gift. So, that was that couch. And then, but, I was thinking, even before that, so that was his childhood couch. When we first got married, even before we got married, I had my own place. And the most comfortable couch I ever had was this one. This was my 1988. It had mauve tones. There's my in-laws sitting with the angel painting. Here they are at Christmas time, sitting on my couch from my condo, which was the only couch that I bought with my own money for my own place. And it was wild and crazy, wasn't it? It had mauve and teal, and all those great 80s colors. And we had mauve chairs. So when I met my husband in '94, we, I got rid of my condo, and he got rid of his apartment, and we got rid of tons of stuff. And then what was left the mishmash ended up being in our newlywed apartment. So, we had Granny's chair with the cushion from the Mauve apartment. We had his where is it? No, we had his fish tank. See, I look like I'm I'm auditioning for the doily of the year contest. Did, I'm under there. See, I'm wearing my Christmas 1995. I think it was 90. Yeah, that was the first year we were married. And so our apartment was a mishmash of like his bachelor pad stuff and stuff from his mother's house. And then I had stuff from my relatives. And it's, so in his fish tank, because he's a Pisces. So we had, and then the doily. I look like Shakespeare. Then I look at that doily. Oh, well, that's when I had my long hair. So what he used to do was, in the days before cell phones, he'd put the camera across the room, and then he'd set it on auto, and then he'd run back. And that's why he looks like he's in a hurry. So this is the picture of us in our newlywed apartment, right? The second one. There we are. Which was a pretty cool place. But see, those are my chairs for my condo, and it was just one of those chairs. Yeah, they were something. So anyway, those are all the pictures. So when I had my condo couch, I actually never really sat on it. When I was in my place, I'd have my dinner, and I'd put it on the coffee table, and I'd sit on the floor and lean up against the couch and watch TV in my place. Because for some reason, I had this thing against sitting on the couch. So anyway, so comfort is one of those things. I want to talk about comfort. There's physical comfort. And if I'm too comfortable, I can't do this. I had a nice desk chair, but it was too comfortable. I couldn't focus. I need a stiff back to lean up against. So anyway, so comfort can be physical, right? You could think of comfort. Are you comfortable, right? You're comfortable. You have a nice house. Do you have nice clothes? Do you have comfort in a way that is security, right? Security. Or are you comfortable expressing yourself? And this is the gift that I've been given this Christmas, is realizing that the comfort I want in my life is the comfort to do this, speak my mind, and to be free to live my life, as my heart calls to me. That is the freedom, that is the comfort and joy. The joy that comes from doing what God put you here, like Mr. Bean. Oh, I love that Mr. Bean, when he takes the baby Jesus and he goes beep, 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 and he lifts the baby Jesus up out of the manger in the department store, and he puts him over where it's nice and quiet. Maybe somebody could do that for me. Take me, beep, 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 beep. Put me down somewhere. Anybody got a she shed I can hang out? Okay, anyway. brings me to joy. Okay, so anyway, joy, yeah, it's all connected. Comfort, joy. The joy of saying, gee, I'm gonna I'm gonna make porte de chinois this week. And I am. The way my mom made it with hamburger, potatoes, cream corn, onions, with some coleslaw on the side. I'm gonna have that. And yeah, I'm gonna make big stuffed shells this week. Comfort for me is, food, stories, being comfortable with that friend, those people, your tribe, who get you so well you don't even have to say anything. And they send you messages just as you're thinking about them. That's comfort and joy. So I'm closing in on half an hour here. But I just, and for goodness sake, if you have anything that looks like that in your closet, it's time to get rid of it. Oh, I mean the dress. The dress. What? I want to find out why in the name of anything, what possessed me to buy that dress. Oh well. So anyway, if message me, send me a comment if you ever wore a dress that looked like this. I would be interested to know. Or if you had a couch that looked like this, it was a fold out, which was nice if you had people over, But it was a big puffy, like a Stay Puff Comfort couch. So there's one more thing I want to say before I go, and that is that comfort can go too far. In other words, are we comfortable? Are we so comfortable on our couches, in our safe places, in our little boxes, our little rushing home with our treasures, so that we can just rush back return them to Amazon the next day? Kind of a rat on the treadmill kind of rushing? Are we in that kind of a comfort mode? Or we break out of it? I wish you tidings of peace, light, love, comfort, joy. May God rest ye merry. This solstice, however you celebrate, good health. I'll see you in a week, almost next year. Bye for now. Zazoo Plazz out.